Thanks for joining me, Nick.
What's up, AJ? How you doing, buddy?
Good, good. Why don't you introduce yourself, talk about a little bit about what you do,
Sure.
and then we'll go from there.
My name is Nick Capozzi from Splice Video. We do video marketing content, but I think when people think about video, they think about like production teams and like cameras rolling, and we do that, but really it's the strategy of how we tie content to revenue. And I think most industries, and especially here, we're here at RoofCON, I will triple down on these type of home services industries aren't using content, let's say the right way, if they are using it at all. And I'll just give you a quick example. I had a pest control company in the Phoenix area come to me and say, listen, we're doing everything that we think we should be doing. We're following the Gary V, video examples. We're posting 3 times a day. I said, give me your social. Pest control company. I go through the social, it was like a horror movie. Scorpions, tarantulas. I said, my suggestion is what you're doing is who's gonna follow this, right? I don't want this in my feed. What percentage of people do? I said, here's the workaround. Talk about prevention. Use your internal team and say, hey, here's a great tip for how to keep pests out of your house. And I think teaching people and becoming a thought leader is what you really want to do in any kind of service company, because at the end of the day, you're trying to hit a moving target. Do I need a new AC unit now? Do I need a new roof now? And I think the way to think about it is, if you're constantly in their feed giving value when they are ready to buy, that's when they're like, I gotta listen, AJ and ProLine, they keep coming up in my feed. I'm ready to buy this type of service. This is who I want to work with.
I love that. I love that approach, because what I'm hearing is almost like you got to create content for the people that don't need roofs right now, not the people that do need roofs, because the people that do need roofs, this tiny little segment that, they only need it for a short amount of time. So like maybe they follow you there, but they're going to unfollow you later. You want to be creating content for all the time.
And you have to think about it as a spider web, right? Because if you're making valuable content, and let's say you get, Mary, right, in a certain town that's following you, she might not need a roof now, but if you're constantly giving value, Mary's sister needs a roof.
Yeah.
Who's never on the same account or isn't following you, and I think that's the opportunity to create general awareness.
Yeah, no, I love that approach. What so specifically for roofing, do you have recommendations for types of styles of content? Like if you're a roofing contractor, what's the first video that you're going to put out? You're going to create and put out. Where are you going to start?
So I'm new to the roofing space, but for home services in general, I think prevention and maintenance is always a great way to start. Less for roofing, more for, let's say, like an air conditioning or HVAC company.
Yeah.
But I think when you're teaching people, that's really the opportunity, and I'll go a little bit deeper in that. People argue with me, well, why do I want to teach people how to do it themselves or repair it themselves? Because the reality is most people don't want to. But the fact that you're building trust by offering these tips and tricks and suggestions for how to do it yourself just positions you as a genuine person who wants to help the end consumer. And when you are ready to buy, we're the right fit for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another thing too, real quick.
Authority.
It's
authority.
Sorry,
it's an authority that you're building.
Thought leadership.
Thought leadership, yeah.
A great thing you could do as a roofer, if you have an office and a company, have the people in the office. People don't, because a lot of people aren't comfortable on camera, but if you can get them comfortable, and I have the office manager, and I have the customer service manager, and I have all these different people, and we're all doing content, maybe once a day we shoot content for 2 hours. Small hiccup in the workflow. But what that does now, humanizes the whole company, right? And most people at the end of the day still want to buy local, right? So if you feel you're building relationships with this local roofing company, I mean, there's no chance I'm going to go somewhere else, even if they're slightly higher priced, because I've built that authority, and I think that's the speed bump that most people don't get over. When you're the authority, you can charge more. You're the expert in the space, and I think that's an opportunity missed.
Yeah, and that makes total sense. I love the idea of just having, like, get your whole team involved. Like, have it not just be you as the owner.
And I'll double down too, it's great for like internal team building, because when everyone feels they're part of it, everyone feels that they have a little bit of authority more than they normally do. It's great for retention, it's great for morale. And at the end of the day, when you make people look good on video, with a great video coming like Sped Video, they're gonna feel good about it. They're gonna share it. It just creates this echo, this ripple in a lake that just keeps going out and out and out and out and out.
No, that makes sense. What do you see as, so you mentioned the pest control company example. What do you think for roofing specifically? What would be the kind of the biggest thing to avoid or biggest mistake that you're aware of that companies are making when it comes to video?
Oh, that's a great question. I'd have to dig into some more roofing content, but I think at a high level, the mistake a lot of people give is they're either pushing the service or the features and benefits. Here's why you want to use us. Here's why us. Here's why us. Here's why us. It goes back to the moving target we were talking about. If someone's not in market right now for that particular solution, the reality is that you are going to get scrolled past. But if you're giving tips, they're going to stop. They're going to stop. And every second that someone is stopped on your video, that amplifies the algorithm, right? So anything you can, so again, it's not just even like, hey, you know what, Nick, I like the thought leadership idea, sounds good, but I want to focus on who wants to buy now. Well, paid ads is the example for that. But again, the thought leadership, I think, is going to allow you to, it's just going to expand on so many, it's exponential. It's like a hockey stick, right? And if you're creating content, you're in the blade of the hockey stick. But if you're creating content that will resonate with people, that are solving their problems that they didn't even know they had, it's going to go up. So let me ask you, since again I'm somewhat new to roofing, what is a preventative roofing technique that maybe I need to know?
Well, I mean, there's always stuff around like keeping your gutters clear, keeping the roof blown off and regular cleaning.
Okay, let's pause right there. Let's just go with gutters. So here's the top 3 reasons that you actually want to keep your gutters cleaned regularly at your house. Right? Reason 1. So you don't realize this, but if your gutters get filled up, it's gonna pull on the soffit or whatever it is, and it's gonna do this and do that, and it's like, oh, I didn't know that. Tom, get up on the roof, go clean the gutters. You know what I mean? So little things like that, and you could probably, without even thinking about it, give me 5 or 10 things that are like preventative. One of the things I'm seeing here, there's some great aftermarket products. Like there's one over here that does like, it helps the water come right off your roof, right? So it's almost like that deck stain that they had back in the day that would pill the water. Same thing, I didn't know that existed. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. And they're advertising that instead of like, the typical kind of 15 years my roof will last, I'll double the life expectancy of my roof for a $200 product and for maybe $300 for application. That's great. And here's a great idea too, and we do this in a lot of different spaces. How can you co-market with other brands? So if I'm a local roofer and I'm working with an aftermarket product, I'd say to the aftermarket product marketing team, especially if you're making content, hey, we make great local content. Can we do something together? And then once you see the content and it's really great, can you run local ads in Phoenix or in Columbus or in Seattle? Can you put me into your thing because I'm essentially stumping your brand softly, kind of that soft sell call to action? No one does co-marketing in this space. Nobody.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal idea, and it'd be a huge win for that product company. Like they would love to do that, I'm sure. It'd be way more effective. Their marketing dollars would be way more effective with that approach than it will be just with some sort of a blanket approach.
Correct.
So, and then even for ProLine as a CRM platform, we give out account credit to our users if they will create content, and it doesn't even have to promote us. We just want content about roofing in general that we can then
that?
Yeah, that we can reuse on our channels.
Steal that idea.
And we'll feature them on our YouTube. They can use it on their stuff too. So we incentivize, and we've had some of our users start to do this, and we need to promote it more and more, but because, yeah, I mean, so that's even us. Think how much more so with something like a roof coating, or even like your suppliers, how much more incentivized they are to do what you're talking about, where they're actually maybe backing in with ads and stuff like that.
Or if you're buying from a local, let's say, roof supply company, and you go in with your iPhone and you're like, hey, it's Nick here from ABC Roofing, and actually this is where we buy our supplies from this company, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then maybe that company will put up a little tent card for you or something, right? Yeah. Bartering content. So we're here at RoofCON. This is the second largest roofing show in the world. There's 2 booths doing what you're doing right here, one and someone else, and they're not even focused on this type of granular level. They're talking more about, you know, industry pain points, whereas you're coming up with creative marketing ideas. No one's doing that. So how many roofers are partnering with, again, you know, that local distributor? And I think the mistake people make is they say, people ask me all the time, Nick, how much of like my thought should I give out there? Like 3%, 5%? I'm like, give 100%. They're like, that's crazy. Then they're going to do it without me. And my argument is no. What you're doing is you're giving them 10,000 Lego pieces without an instruction manual of how to put it together. They're paying you for the execution. So when you teach, they want to hire you to do the execution.
Yeah. No, especially with the roof. I mean, well, the homeowner that is actually going to go up on the roof and do that is this homeowner that they don't need your videos anyway. They were gonna find the information one way or another. But like your customers, the people that you're actually going to sell to, there's no amount of education you can provide them that would get them up on the roof. Yeah. But the education does build authority. Yeah. And so you're gonna win with them, and they're gonna trust you and more likely to use you. And I love that Lego example. And that's perfect.
And then here's another thing that most people don't do is most companies, they ask for referrals, but it's a gentle ask for referrals. There's a lot of softwares out there. Just one that comes to mind is a company called Snowball. I think they're out of Salt Lake City. And what they do is it's referral SMS. So what they'll do is they'll say, hey, listen, can you share this around? Here's the actual thing. You just copy and paste into the text message. Yeah. And they were telling me they have clients that are like 3Xing their business off that model, right?
Like just copy paste this, written for them.
Exactly. So it's like, hey, AJ, you know, I just want to let you know, I know you and Tom were talking about getting a roof, or you and Tina were talking about getting a roof done. Yeah. You know, I just had this great experience with ProLine, and they helped me with that, right? Yeah. So I think everyone in roofing that I've seen so far is doing the regular things. You're doing Google Maps, you're doing, you know, paid search, you're doing maybe a little bit of SEO, but companies aren't doing that well. Yeah. There is a whole other universe of marketing that people just haven't touched in this space. Yeah. So.
I love that approach. So we're about to, so in ProLine, we have automations around referrals, where we're asking for referrals, and we'll follow up even after, like, the way we do it by default can be customized, but we actually will follow up 6 months later, a year later, and then a year and a half later, like checking in on the roof, making sure it's still good, and then also asking for referrals. But we've had a lot of requests from our users to build out more functionality around referral engines and making that easier. And so I love that idea that you're saying there. Because
here's another one. So
we may build that into our new feature. Yeah, that's.
So you should absolutely. I think, you know, what Snowball's done is genius. Yeah. Another opportunity. Let's say you're doing 10 roofs a month on average, right? So if it took me 30 seconds to film a video thanking the customer, and I have 10 roofs, I'm committing 5 minutes to this exercise once a month. Hey AJ, I just want to say a genuine thank you for the opportunity to redo your roof. It means a lot to us. We're a big part of the local community, and I wanted to say thank you. If you know anyone locally that's also, you know, looking to get a roof done, we'd love a referral. And if you ever have any issues, again, we've got the guarantee, you've got the warranty. Just call us, and we'll be happy to take very good care of you. Send. 30-second commitment, 5 minutes total if you're doing 10 roofs a month. That impact, that genuineness. I'll put it into another space. What's the nicest restaurant you go into? Like, what's the nicest fast casual restaurant you go to? Where are the people the nicest?
Chick-fil-A. Yeah.
That's the answer. You knew it, right? Yeah. You knew it. Same thing. How can you beat Chick-fil-A? And even if, let's say, your workers who are doing the work, get them to smile a little bit more, but you as the owner, you as the face of the franchise, have the opportunity to give that Chick-fil-A level service. Yeah. And we're like, I walk into Chick-fil-A, I'm trying to hire everyone that works there because I'm like, you guys are so nice. I just this human connection level. Whether you like their chicken sandwiches with or without pickles, that's a different story. But at the end of the day, I think, again, opportunity missed, you know? And I mentioned a couple times I don't come from roofing, but I came from custom home building. My father was a custom home builder in Canada. As soon as I was old enough to bend at the knee, I had a shovel in my hand. And that was what my dad did really well, was people loved him because of how he handled the job. And sometimes we had trades guys come onto the site that were a little bit smelly, a little bit, you know, a little bit dirty, but it didn't matter because at the end of the day, the owner felt they were dealing with my father, and they knew that no matter what happened, they felt good that they were dealing with Big Lou, you know?
Yeah, I love that. I love it. The experience.
Everything is experience.
Yep.
You know, so I'll go a little bit deeper. So my background, I actually came from direct-to-consumer products on cruise ships. I used to run duty-free for 8 cruise lines for a long time. I lived at sea. Great side story. But what I really learned about brand in that experience, because the minute you step onto a cruise ship, for your next 168 hours, 7 days, you're living the brand. Yeah. Everything is the brand. It's not like you're at home and I'm leaving the brand of the community I live in to get into the brand of my vehicle, to go to the brand of restaurant. You're encompassed in that experience for 168 hours. So how can you bring that cruise ship level hospitality? I tell my guys this plays video, cruise ship level hospitality is how we deal with people. How can you bring that to something it does not exist in roofing? Chick-fil-A does not exist in roofing. So those are the opportunities to not just get in, but get big and fast.
Yeah, yeah. No, I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Nick. I appreciate it. This is great information.
Splicevideo.com. Come see us.
Yes.
Take care of you.